Hi, Carolyn. How has the team been feeling in terms of their confidence after getting that first big conference win?
I think we're in a really good state of mind right now, especially our Pride Council or leaders, as we call it. We've had two really back-to-back awesome meetings as leaders, and with our mentality and just where we're at, emotionally and mentally, I think we're excited. We see the progress happening, and it's great to get rewards with the W.
Justin, go ahead if you had a question. You're muted, Justin.
You're
good.
Oh, hey, Carolyn. Okay. It's a bye week, so you have some extra time. What's like an advanced stat that you're pretty proud of, and what's like an advanced next metric stat that you want to improve on? I'm a stat guy just like you are.
Well, we'll start with improve, because obviously the assist to turnover ratio, I don't know, that's not advanced. It's pretty basic, but I think that's going to be a big thing for us as we move forward. I thought against Minnesota, even though we didn't have a positive assist to turnover ratio, we got great looks. And we were sharing the basketball. We just need to convert a little bit more. But that's still something we're talking about, every day. And then the paint battle, pieces of the paint, points in the paint, whatever it is that we're charting that day in practice or that game. That's something that we've been focusing on all year. So those are the two. Advanced statistics, we've been looking a lot of lineups, what's our most efficient lineups. That's during the game, that's, late game, whatever it might be. So we're spending a ton of time as a staff studying that right now.
And how about Janese Cash? It just seems like her body language is even better. Obviously, back-to-back double-doubles. What's tweaked with her? Not just physically, but mentally, it seems like. From afar, I'm not involved, but
yeah,
I've noticed.
No, she's buying in. We've been working all season on what our culture looks like and what the appropriate body language looks like during, success and during adversity. And I think she's doing a great job with trying to hold the standard and doing what it takes to keep her head in a mental space to be able to compete. And I mean, obviously against Minnesota, she had some adversity. She got injured. She was in foul trouble, but still was able to produce. And I think that shows a lot of growth for her.
And I know Northwestern plays this blizzard defense. Like, what is a blizzard defense like in common terms? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it's more of a matchup zone. They run a similar zone that actually we ran in college, but it's matchup 2-3. They can shift lines. They X-cut a lot more, and they're interchangeable pieces than your traditional bump down forwards and guards up top in the 2-3. So a lot of the times it can look like man. A lot of times they confuse, offenses with, their pressure, but they really are in a matchup zone.
Do you think this bodes well for you? They're not big at all. You actually might be bigger than them, and your team isn't overly, coming off the bus like, whoa, wow.
I'm excited for this matchup. I think it's a game that we can have several different people step up again. It's a game where you're going to have to be focused and locked in mentally. But yeah, I think it's a great matchup for us. I'm excited to see how Sunday goes.
And last one for me, like who's been coming along strong right now? Like who has surprised you, Carolyn?
Yeah. I mean, Nia Beverly obviously has gotten a lot more comfortable now with our system. And now that, we've got her involved with more games and a little bit more minutes under her belt in our system, I'm very excited for how she's developing right now.
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
Carolyn, you seem to be plugging in a lot of different players in the starting lineup just in the past couple games. You got back to sort of like the core group that you've been starting in the first couple games of the season. How important is it for you, not only just because you have so many new players on the team, just to see, what works, which players seem to play well together, and what's going to get you the W at the end of the day?
Yeah, we've been talking about having stronger starts. So we're just trying to find that magic lineup and who's better coming off the bench. When you have a young group, you trial and error, right? You try to find what works. Is Tova more comfortable coming off the bench? Is it better for Maddie to kind of sit and observe what the other team is running for a few minutes before throwing her in? We've been doing a lot of different stuff like that, but I was pleased with the group that started this past game, and I thought the energy was great. And, it's just, it's a game where when we have people that can produce off the bench, that's a good problem to have as a coach in terms of, personnel. And I love scores coming off the bench. So Maddie and Tova coming off the bench has been something that's worked for us. And they seem to play their better games when they do that. So it's about learning your players and learning what they feel is most confident and comfortable for them.
And with that, did you expect, Maddie came off that game where she scored 24 points, led the team, and then, she kind of laid low for the last couple games. Just more in general, is that something that you kind of expected, mixing up the starting lineups and, pulling different people off the bench? Or was that something that you expected her to have those performances when she was starting?
Well, I think the game, honestly, that she scored the 24 points, she actually came off the bench in that game. And the next game we started her. But, for her, it's just a matter of getting her rhythm down. She's going to hunt her shot regardless. And I think what we are trying to get for our team is it's not about who starts, it's about who finishes. And, whether you play 1 minute or you play 40 minutes, you're going to be a total contribution and a total team effort to the W. And that's the culture we want here at Penn State. So I don't think we're as concerned about who's starting or but who's going to be in the rhythm when we need them to be. But, Maddie absolutely is a knockdown shooter. And I think as a freshman, you're always going to have, your highs and your lows as she continues to get more consistent. So I think you're going to have Maddie have more games of 24 points, and you'll see some games where she doesn't hit a 3. And that's just working with her on her confidence and her consistency.
And I know you just said, about confidence and who's going to step up. It seemed that Kelly and McKenna really stepped up in the last game against Minnesota when you got the win, especially when Cash fouled out there in the fourth quarter. It really seemed that they picked up their hustling for every single rebound. Is that something that's going to have to continue, like those consistent performances from those two in order to keep getting some conference wins?
I mean, I think, everybody is looking to Kelly for leadership and for experience and just for her calming presence on the floor. Kelly's hard to take off the court because, she is just so experienced and her IQ is very high. And I think she just makes everybody around her calm and more relaxed when she's on the floor. But honestly, we're trying to get to the point as a program where those loose balls and those hustle plays are the standard. And it doesn't matter if we need them, whatever point of the game, we're going to get that 50-50 ball. But, McKenna's someone that is, an elite level scorer, and we're trying to continue to expand her game. But she's hard to take off the floor as well because defenses have to rely so much on making sure they know where she's at and pulling out, defenses onto her and not being able to gap off of her, which leaves lanes open for Cash, and it leaves lanes open for other players. So those two offensively need to make sure that they're on the floor for us.
All right. Unless anyone has anything else, I think we will let Coach go.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Alexis. Appreciate you.